So in this video, I'm going to provide an overview of the PMP certification. I've had one for several years now, and I help people prepare for their exams. But before I get started, let me mention that if you're interested, we have lots of free PMP prep materials at projectprep.org. We've got cheat sheets, full-length practice tests, note cards, lots of stuff that should be pretty helpful. Now let me just say there's three topics that I'd like to cover. First, what is a PMP? Should you get one? And if you decide to get one, how do you do so? Okay, so let's cover what is a PMP first. So the PMP stands for the Project Management Professional. It's the most widely known project management certification. There are others out there, but they're not as recognized. So if you do want or need a certification, this is definitely the one to go with. But before I go further, at this point, let me just pull back for a second and talk about project management itself. So the goal of project management is to deliver temporary initiatives on budget, on schedule, and on scope. These temporary initiatives could be things like developing new software, constructing a new building, redesigning a product, and so on. And some of the activities you're going to perform as a project manager are things like developing schedules, estimating costs, defining scope or the work of the project, acquiring resources and identifying risks. And really, with a PMP, you're proving that you can, and you have in the past, perform those activities. It should be noted at this point that the PMP has a sister certification. It's called the CAPM, which is for entry-level project managers. The PMP requires a few years of project management experience. The CAPM doesn't really. Now, to my students who are just starting out in project management, I usually suggest starting with the CAPM, and then after you have enough experience, go for the PMP. The PMP is definitely going to be easier if you've already taken the CAPM exam. Now, the exam content for both exams comes from the PMBOK Guide, a guide to the project management body of knowledge, and you can buy it on Amazon. Now, here's the next question. Should you get a PMP? Now, here's two things that I would ask you to help answer that question. Are you working in project management, or do you hope to? If you answer yes to either of those questions, I say definitely go for it. It's definitely worthwhile. It's a key to get you into or to help you grow in the field. Now, if you answered no to those questions, but you've heard of the PMP or you have a friend that got it or something like that, I'd check with your boss and see if you think it could be valuable for the work that you're doing. Now, for experienced project managers, I just wanted to mention that there was a survey that was performed by PMI that basically says those with a PMP make 20% more than those without. It definitely can open up doors to you inside of the company, promotional opportunities, as well as outside of the company, usually better, higher paying jobs. Now, for new project managers, let me just mention that the job prospects are awesome. All you got to do is search project management on Indeed, and you're going to see tons of postings come up, and a lot of them are going to mention certifications. But I do want to pose just a caution here, and this doesn't apply just for project management jobs, but for any job really. There was a study that was done that said on average 118 people apply for a single job. It's a ton. And what we want is to help you move your resume up the stack. A certification is one way to do that. But we've also got another video and a cheat sheet to go along with it that covers 10 tips for getting a job in project management. So if you go over to projectprep.org, you'll find that there. Okay, our final question is, how do you get a PMP if you decide to do so? The PMP handbook, which you can Google and find, is going to give you the best source of information. There's a ton of detail there. I'm going to provide just some summary information, but this will definitely be an important reference. Okay, now this is a simplified version of the certification process. Now it starts when you apply because you've got to prove that you have project management experience in education. Now after you get through that application process and the application is accepted, you pay for your certification, take the test, and then every few years you have to recertify. I've done this a few times now. It's not that painful. You don't have to retake the exam or anything as long as you recertify within that three-year period, but it's just something you have to keep up. Now the exam itself, it's a 4-hour exam, and it's 200 multiple choice questions. Now for each of those questions, there's only one correct answer. It's not like you have to select 2 or 3 or check all of the following, nothing like that. Only one answer is right. And you have to take the exam at designated testing centers. As you go through the application and the scheduling process on the PMI website, you'll be able to find out which testing centers are close to you. So as a reminder, we've got lots of free prep materials available to you at projectprep.org to help you along your way. Now, as a final note, we wanted to mention that if you're looking for other certifications beyond just project management, a great combination is a project management certification with a Lean Six Sigma certification. They definitely pair well together, and the combination can look good on a resume. If you're interested, there's a free white belt certification course available through our sister organization, Six Sigma Society. If you go to their website, you'll be able to access it for free. Once you complete it, you'll get this white belt certification.